You guys, I'm super excited because today I'm going to be doing an original tag titled the Nigerian Writers tag. You guys know how excited and passionate I am about Nigerian literature and Nigerian writers who bring amazing books to life, from fiction, literary fiction, to non-fiction, to memoirs, to even comic and graphic illustrations. I really appreciate Nigerian writers, and this tag just serves as an appreciation video to amazing Nigerian writers that are there at the moment, that have been there, and that will continue to be there. So let's get started. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Rachel here as always. If you're new, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a thing. I'm smiling so widely because I'm like, oh my goodness, excited to introduce this new tag to you guys. It's called the Nigerian Writers tag. I searched the internet and I searched YouTube for this particular tag so that I could answer questions and share, some amazing Nigerian books or books written by Nigerian writers, and I could not find any. So I'm like, I'm going to create a tag, and I'm really excited because being a Nigerian and knowing the treasure that Nigerian literature and Nigerian writers bring and add to everybody in the world, I felt like it was so important to do this tag. Number one is mention 10 Nigerian writers that you know. Wole Soyinka, Buchi Emecheta, Abidare, Lola Shonei, Chimamanda Adichie, Yejide Kilanko, Chigozie Obioma, Max Yolun, Basi Ikpi, El Nathan John, and Michael Afenfia. Number two is who is your favorite Nigerian writer or Nigerian writers? My favorite Nigerian writers are El Nathan John, Sefi Atta, Basi Ikpi, Chimamanda Adichie, Chimeka Garrix, Tomi Adeyemi, and Yejide Kilanko. What is your favorite genre of books to read by a Nigerian writer? I would say fiction and historical non-fiction. Most of the time literary fiction, but then also historical non-fiction. Number four is, what is your favorite fictional book by a Nigerian writer? This one is so hard because I have a lot of fictional books by Nigerian writers that I love so much, but I think that from the top of my head, the ones that I can say are Everything Good Will Come by Sefi Atta, Daughters Who Walk This Path by Yejide Kilanko, and Born on a Tuesday by El Nathan John. Those books are woo! Oh my goodness, I just feel like everybody needs to read those books. Those books are honestly amazing books. Like, anyway. Number five, what is your favorite non-fictional book by a Nigerian writer? I love Max Yolun's Soldiers of Fortune and Basi Ikpi's I'm Telling the Truth But I'm Lying. I've done a review on Basi Ikpi's I'm Telling the Truth But I'm Lying, and I was also privileged to interview her on that book, so you guys can check them out. I'll leave the links below in the description box. Max Yolun writes Nigerian political history, which I feel like is so important for everybody that wants to know more about Nigerian history. This is one of his books. It's called Soldiers of Fortune, and it examines the politics in Nigeria from Buhari to Babangida's years, 1983 to 1993. When I read this book, I was mind blown, and I'm going to read the one that comes after, which is Nigeria Soldiers of Fortune, examining the Abacha years and the Obasanjo years. So if you're interested in Nigerian political history, this guy is your guy. Number six, what is your least favorite book written by a Nigerian writer? So far, because I've only been reading Nigerian books in detail other than secondary school and school requirements, I think maybe the past 2 years or so. So far, I've not been too impressed with Black Sunday by Tola Abraham and the ending of My Sister the Serial Killer by Onyinkan Brightweight. Yes, I felt that those two books had so much potential, but I didn't really connect with them. Number seven, name a fictional book or fictional books written by a Nigerian writer with brilliant plot twists. Definitely Stay With Me by Ayobami Adebayo and The Mechanics of Yenegoa by Michael Afenfia. I thought that those two books had brilliant plot twist, the latter of which is more of a comedic and humorous kind of book, and then the former is more of a sober kind of book. Number eight, name a book written by a Nigerian writer that made you sad or that made you cry. Born on a Tuesday by El Nathan John, and Daughters Who Walk This Path by Yejide Kilanko. Oh gosh, brilliant writing in both of them, but they made me so emotional. I did a review on Born on a Tuesday and Daughters Who Walk This Path on my website before I launched my YouTube channel, so I'll put links in the description box for you guys to check them out. Name a book or books written by a Nigerian writer that made you laugh. The Mechanics of Yenegoa by Michael Afenfia. I laughed like crazy. And How to Become a Nigerian, a Guide by El Nathan John. Like the satire in that book. Look, when I read that book, I was howling like a dog. I think that my neighbors probably think that I'm crazy at this point because I laughed at the accuracy, I laughed at the satire, I laughed at the sarcasm. Like everything was just so amazing. That was such an amazingly humorous book. Number 10, name 3 classics written by Nigerian writers that you think everyone should read in their lifetime. 1, Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. 2, Joys of Motherhood by Buchi Emecheta. And 3, Without a Silver Spoon by Eddie Iro. Without a Silver Spoon, we read it in secondary school. I think in like JS1 or something. These are 3 amazing Nigerian classics that would forever stand the test of time. What books written by Nigerian writers would you like to see film adaptations of? So definitely Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi, which I think is already going to have a film adaptation of. So I cannot wait to see those ones. Definitely. I was saying it was going to have some kind of Black Panther vibes, but I'm waiting to see it. Please, I'm just hoping that they don't ruin it. I would love to see a film adaptation of Born on a Tuesday, because I feel like that book was so amazing. It's one of a kind. Dantala as a major character is someone like, honestly, when I think about the film adaptation, sometimes I wish that I was like a movie producer or something, because I can already see the trailer in my mind. Like, for example, the opening scene maybe of him, okay, I need to stop. Like, no, wait, let me finish. Okay, the opening scene of him running with his friends, where his friends and him were running like because of the shooting and everything that was going on, and then people start running and they're chasing him and they're gunshots in the air, and then he goes, my name is Dantala. But then he probably speaks it in Hausa or something, and then there's like a subtitle that says, oh my goodness, why am I not a movie producer? What genre would you like to see more of written by Nigerian writers? Perhaps comics. Like, I don't even know if that's like a genre, but you know, like all these comic-like books that are like, for example, On Ajayi Crowder Street, written by El Nathan John and Alaba Onajin. Like, I thought that was a beautiful book, but it was like in comics. It was a graphically illustrated book. I would love to see more of that is not necessarily for children, that adults can read, with deep, subtle themes that are light and light-hearted and things that you can pick up. Imagine if there was like a Nigerian African kind of book like that, or maybe like a series. The way there's manga, maybe it's like even a romantic book, but then it's like Nigerian comics, the way Japanese comics are. So it could be like Nanga. Oh my goodness, I don't know, I just came up with that. And then a lot more science fiction from Nigerian writers that live in Nigeria, because I know that there's science fiction and there's fantasy from Nigerians but live abroad. But I mean, in terms of Nigerians who live within Nigeria, I love to see science fiction. I must commend Chio Zoe. She's a writer who just published Memory of Stone. It's a fantasy book. I'm yet to get into that, but I would love to see more fantasy novels from Nigerians who live in Nigeria as well, even if fantasy is not one of like my top genres. I mean, if it's a really good book, I would read it. Share a few books on your TBR by Nigerian writers. Yes, so I have Le Adenle's books, Easy Motion Tourist and When Trouble Sleeps. I have a book by Max Yolun. I have the 2 books by Chigozie Obioma, Fishermen and An Orchestra of Minorities. I'm looking forward to reading The Death of Vivek Oji, Sefi Atta's News from Home, and The Bead Collector. I'm so excited to hear what you guys have as your TBRs for books that are written by Nigerian writers. There's also a new release that came out by Bolu Babalola. I've never really read anything by her. It's called Love in Color, but I love the way the cover of the book looks, and I'm interested in reading something like that. Let me know, you guys, like if I tag you and I don't even tag you, just participate in this tag, because I'm so excited to discover new titles or new books and to hear who your favorites are, who your least favorites are. Like, I really appreciate what Nigerian writers bring to the world and bring to Nigeria in terms of Nigerian literature. And on behalf of book readers, book lovers, book reviewers, book bloggers, all across the world. I want to say a huge thank you to every single Nigerian writer who has penned down anything. Thank you for making Nigerians like myself love reading. Thank you for the books that we read all through secondary school, the ones that we read while we were growing up. Thank you for the ones that have even been published since before we were born and continue to extend throughout generations. Thank you guys so much for watching this tag. I have tagged some people below so you guys can participate in this tag. If I've also not tagged you and you're excited about Nigerian writers and you read a lot of books by Nigerian writers, please also participate in this tag so that people can see as well. I will see you in my next video. Bye.